Hi, my name is Erica Pence from Bath Alchemy Lab, and in this video I'm going to show you an advanced Impressionist technique. Since this is an advanced technique, it's expected that you already know basic soap making skills and that you follow all of the safety guidelines required for making soap. The Impressionist technique is a time-consuming technique. You need to have a slow-moving recipe so that the trace stays nice and thin, and you also need to be in a comfortable position to work. It can take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes to layer all of the different colors into the mold, and you need to be either sitting comfortably or be in a position that's comfortable for you. We're going to be using squirt bottles, and this is the key to making the design. The squirt bottles can be found at kitchen supply stores or soap suppliers. You can just Google that. Now, to make things easier, I'm using containers that have a long pouring spout because it makes it easier to put it into the squirt bottle. If you don't have these, you can use just about anything and just use a funnel to get it into the squirt bottle. We're also going to be using a variety of colorants. Okay, so first you're going to add your lye water to your oils, and we're going to use this stick blender in short spurts just to get it blended. We want it to be an emulsion. An emulsion is just before trace, when the oils and the lye are completely mixed and don't separate. If it does separate while you're working, it's okay because you're going to be stirring in your colorants and you're going to be shaking it up in the bottle, and it will get fully blended. So now you can separate your soap mixture into each of the different colorants. So we're going to add just a little bit of soap mixture to the yellow, the teal, and the pink because those are going to be our extra little lily pads with flowers, and we don't need a lot of it. And we're going to put most of the soap mixture into the green, the white, and the blue. So go ahead and pour that into the colorants. Stir the colorants up, and then you can add them to your squirt bottles. To keep the trace really light, I'm just going to mix with the spoon all of the colors. And it's okay if they're not completely mixed. When we put them into the squirt bottle, they will be. And it's okay if your spoon is dirty going from one of the colors to the next. It will not show up in the color. We're going to be moving very quickly because we are pressed for time with this design. So now you're going to put each color into the bottle, and as you can see, having the long funnel helps to get the soap into the containers. Now, this isn't 100% mixed, so put your finger over the top, pointed away from you, and give it a little shake. Don't shake too much because you don't want it to get too thick. Holding it away from you, lift your finger, a little bit of soap will come out and you don't want it to splash on you. And just set that aside and work with the next color. If you're making a large batch and all of it will not fit into the squirt bottle, that's okay. You can always refill as you work. See, just a little shake and this pink got all mixed up nice. Keep in mind that fragrance oils can make the trace go faster, even the ones that don't usually cause a problem. Now, with Impressionist techniques, you can just layer things one color after the next. However, we're trying to create a little bit of a design. So when we put the color in here, we're thinking ahead of what we want it to look like in the end, which we're trying to kind of make a lily pad look, but it will be abstract. So we're going to take each of these colors and squirt it in. When we start, it's going to be very runny, but by the time we're done, it'll be thicker and we'll be working better. The runniness is okay, it'll actually help with the design. So we're going to start with mainly the green, blue, and white, which we have most of. And then this will come, the pink, the yellow, and the teal will come here and there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna move very quickly, and we're just going to be squirting a line from one end of the mold to the other. Okay, so then you're gonna take your next color and put it right up against the first color and draw a line with it. Like I said, it's okay that we start out kind of runny. It will all work out in the end. It's okay if your lines are not straight. I'm alternating the color, green, white, and blue right now. Now we've got one layer of color, and then we're going to take this and carefully put it on the next layer. So we started with green, white, and blue. We don't want to do green, white, and blue again. We want to shift over, so we're going to do white, blue, green this time. So just be very careful not to squirt too hard as you're putting the colors on top of the next layer, especially because it's still runny right now. If you're making more of an abstract design, it's okay if you forget which order you're going in. So don't be concerned if you kind of mess that up a little bit. And you're just going to keep layering this. Now we're going to keep switching these out and doing more and more layers, and right now it looks a little messy. The colors are running in a little bit, and that's okay. Now, periodically, we're going to add in these colors, which are going to be another type of lily pad. We've got our teal and our flowers, which are going to be mostly pink with a little bit of yellow. So periodically, I'm just going to layer this other color. And I'm kind of putting it in, if I was splitting this mold into thirds, I'm putting it at the line where that would be, that third mark. And go ahead and put a lot in there for that. Then you're going to add a little bit on top of those lily pads, the pink. Don't worry that there's not anything going on the sides. It's still very runny, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm just going back and forth with the blue, green, and the white, which is what most of the soap looks like. But I'm not going over my lily pad design yet. So you're basically just thinking about whatever design you're trying to create, and then as you're layering it, you're thinking about where you need to place the color. If you're just doing random stripes, then it makes it a little easier for you. Now, so far, our soap has stayed very thin, which is helpful. If it starts to thicken, it's okay. Just keep working quickly until you get all of the color in there. And if it starts to thicken up too much, you can take a little bit of water, add it in there, shake it up, and it'll loosen it all up again so that you can continue to work. Now we're going to do a different design on top. You can do anything you want, but we're just going to squiggle lines this way instead, just something different for the top of the soap for added interest. So just take your colors and just randomly squiggle it back and forth. At this point, even though the soap is still thin, even if you squirt a little hard, it's not going to go through. It's okay. This top will not affect the design when you cut this up. It's just enough to do something different for this surface. And you can clean this up a little bit. And once you're finished, you're going to allow this to set for 24 hours. You'll unmold it, cut it as usual, and allow it to cure for 4 to 6 weeks. The Impressionist technique is an underused technique because most people don't know the possibilities. You can make little abstract works of art, or you can create scenery such as trees or rainbows in your soap. All you need to do is plan out your design, think ahead, and work those layers just the way you want them to be, and you can create all different kinds of beautiful designs.